Days after Israel launched airstrikes on Iran, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu warned that Israel has the capability to reach anywhere in Iran should the need arise.
Israel today has more freedom of action in Iran than ever. We can reach any place in Iran as necessary. The supreme goal I gave to Israel Defense Forces and the security branches is to prevent Iran from achieving a nuclear weapon.
U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin discussed opportunities for regional de-escalation with his Israeli counterpart Yoav Gallant during a phone call. Austin also reviewed prospects for a hostage release and ceasefire deal. In a statement, Gallant's office said that Israeli Defense Minister briefed Austin on the success of Israel's strikes on Iran and also discussed strategic opportunities that may have arisen. All right, and DD India correspondent Akshay Dongre joins us from Newsroom to give us the latest on what is happening. Hi, Akshay. A very good morning to you. First of all, what do you make out of the situation which is, which currently exists when it comes to the West Asia tensions?
Well, Siddharth, the situation does not look good. In fact, what we are seeing right now, especially the conflict brewing between Hezbollah and the Israeli Defense Forces, the situation is extremely critical with both the parties on the edge of full-blown war. Now, what we have seen, the retaliation coming in from the Lebanese forces, from Hezbollah especially, and with the rocket attacks killing about 7 people in northern parts of Israel, the situation may escalate at any point of time. We have seen Israel upping up the ante as far as carrying out attacks or conducting operations against adversaries, be it the Hamas forces in Gaza Strip, Hezbollah in southern parts of Lebanon, or even destroying the missile defense systems in the Iranian territory that is thousands of miles away from the Israeli borders. The situation is grim. It can escalate at any point of time, and that's something that India has been reiterating for a while now, which Prime Minister Narendra Modi has also said that the solution of this conflict can only be found on dialogue table, and that is not happening as of now. So the situation is grim, and now the calls for the adoption of or enforcement of the resolution 1701 that calls for disarmament of Hezbollah, withdrawal of troops from the southern, withdrawal of Hezbollah from southern parts of Lebanon, and even withdrawal of the Israeli forces from the Lebanese territory. That is the need of the hour, with the United Nations peacekeeping forces as the only force being present in the area. That was the resolution to end the 2006 Israeli-Lebanon war, and that needs to be implemented at this point of time as well, to ensure that the leaders get a chance to have a dialogue, to discuss on how to diffuse the tensions that have been going on for all this while.
Indeed. Akshay, so the implementation of UNSC Resolution 1701 progressing, what is the progress in that area?
Well, absolutely no, Siddharth. There is no effort that is being made from either of the parties. The Israeli Defense Forces continue to carry out operations. They have, in fact, increased the ambit of their operations from the Hamas targets and the Hezbollah targets in Lebanon and Gaza to now attacking even the Iranian sites inside the territory of Iran, not only through missiles but also through carrying out aerial operations with the Israeli fighters traveling for thousands of miles to attack the Iranian missile defense systems that has been carried out a few days back. So the situation remains grim from the efforts that we are seeing. Something that we can make out is that neither Israel, nor Hezbollah, or the Iranian regime, or the Hamas in operating from Gaza Strip are making any effort to ensure that any kind of peace can be made in the area. So that is a tense situation, because the other world powers will have to intervene as soon as possible to ensure that there is no full-blown war that takes place again. Because after the Iranian attack on Israel, the situation was quite grim, and the world was it seemed at that point of time that was standing at the edge of a war, full-blown war, in fact, in the western part of Asia. So to ensure that doesn't happen, the world leaders will have to intervene and will have to ensure that dialogue is initiated by all the parties that are embroiled in the conflict right now.
Definitely, Akshay. But Akshay, how do you analyze? I mean, situation right now, you said that it's grim, and how do you analyze the potential repercussion if this particular conflict keeps escalating? It will certainly have financial impacts, Akshay, on global level.
Well, it's hard to assess the kind of damage that a full-blown war in West Asia can in fact lead to. When we are looking at the estimates that have been made by economists and security experts around the world, the blow to the global economy can be devastating. Now, we are looking at an area, a region that provides a huge chunk of natural resources, including fossil fuels, mainly fossil fuels rather, to the rest of the world. There are several developing countries that are reliant on this region for their crude oil imports, for other natural fossil fuels, natural sources of oil or gas, and in an event where there is a conflict in this region, that can be stopped. The region is also crucial area when it comes to trade between Europe and Asia, so that can be impacted as well, along with the global markets, with the prospect of a full-blown war taking place in the region. And it's not even now a long shot when it comes to estimating the kind of damage that can be done. We are seeing that right now. In fact, every time there is a sign of escalation of war between the two parties, all the parties embroiled in this conflict, the market takes a hit, and that is what is going to happen at a much larger scale if it actually does.
Okay, Akshay, a last question before I let you go. I'll say what Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said. In fact, warned that Israel has the capability to reach anywhere in Iran should the need arise. How do you analyze this coming from Israeli Prime Minister?
Well, they have demonstrated it, in fact, Siddharth. Not much to be analyzed left now because the F-35 fighters of the Israeli Air Force do have stealth capabilities, which means that all the technology that Iran has right now when it comes to detecting incoming aircraft, that doesn't apply to the F-35 Lightning aircraft that have been jointly developed, especially with the biggest chunk of work being done by the USA. With all of its partners. So the F-35s are a formidable aircraft. They can project power much farther beyond their borders without any fear of getting caught or being seen on the radars and being hit by the missile defense systems. And that is the biggest nightmare for Iran right now. With the adversaries having stealth capabilities, yes, they can in fact reach anywhere, wherever they want and whenever they want.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Akshay. Thank you.